Hey, you guys, day 18 of coming back to you. Audrey here with Changing Tides Energy. Super happy that you're here with me today. And guys, it's really windy out. So we're going for a little forest walk. Well, we'll start on the coast and then we'll hit the forest. I have spent the day at the cabin. We came back this morning, stayed on the sailboat last night, and came back over here to the cabin. It's pretty, it's green, it's windy, and the rain is supposed to come tomorrow. So it'll be nice. I know people in town really, I remember just like really appreciating the rain because in the springtime it just like clears everything up, all the dust and all the dirt that has been collected with the snow and then all the snow melting, and it's just good. Another season shifting. So day 18 today, you guys. I want to talk about, I feel inspired to share about intention setting and the journey, goal setting and the journey. So obviously I got to a pretty uncomfortable spot to bring me to this place where I was ready to commit to showing up for myself every day, right? We don't get to a place where we desire change because things are going well or because we're feeling good. And it's like very uncomfortable before we get to a spot where we're ready to make a change. I don't know about you guys, but I've had a lot of goals in my life, a lot of dreams, a lot of aspirations. I've set a lot of intentions. I'm not going to go through all of that with you in particular, but what I do want to share is that when we set a goal or when we set an intention, it is like if we show up every day, it is absolutely the journey of following through each day. It's the journey of showing up for yourself each day. It's the journey that is where the magic is. It is not the destination that you get to. It's not the destination. It is absolutely the magic happens in the journey. And showing up with discipline and consistency is 100% where the power is. And I just am really grateful for that reminder, because I can tell you what, I don't want to show up every day doing the things that I know are going to help me. But in that space of showing up, even when you're feeling uninspired or unmotivated, that is where the rewiring happens in the brain. That is where our neural pathways, our connections in our brain, the thoughts that process, and the imprinting that our mind has established, it can be rewired. Our brains have neuroplasticity, which is amazing. So we can change our thinking and the way that we think through taking new actions. And that is super powerful, I believe, because, we're not all wired with like super easy, smooth thinking, or we haven't been in our journey. And evolution is the part of it, right? And growing and evolving. So I'll share a little story about a rock bottom I hit once upon a time and a brief synopsis of where that landed me. And I'm just curious if you guys can relate at all. I was, it was, my daughter is 12, so it was 11 years ago, and she was 1, and I was still very much struggling with my physical health. I was in an unhealthy marriage, and I was coping in ways that weren't healthy, and just not feeling good about myself at all. And like in my body or my mind or anything, especially my spirit and my soul, I was so out of alignment, you guys. I mean, I was like, I would have rather been dead, like the feelings that I was feeling, the discomfort that I was feeling. I was just so out of alignment. But I was doing what I thought I had to do, and didn't, want a broken family and, whatever, just like on my journey, right? Can grow and change however we can. This is where I am. It's high tide, wavy. So anyway, I really struggled growing up with, I'll just say I struggled with body image issues, major. I really didn't learn things in a healthy way. And I just really struggled. And what ended up happening was I just kind of like lost myself, right? Like yo, 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 yo for years, like with your physical health. That's what I did basically from like 8 years old, ridiculously young age, to start caring about that. From like 8 years old until, I don't know, geez, maybe even just a few years ago when I'm 41. Um, I basically, I mean, and maybe even now a little bit, I don't know. The mindset around it is so much healthier now. But basically, I had just struggled so hard, like so hard that I I knew that the best way for my daughter to learn self-esteem and confidence and about your own health and just how to take care of yourself is through action and not through words. And so I began to sorry, I'm just realizing I'm going the back forest way. And I am just like I keep forgetting that the bears are waking up. It's really early right now in Alaska for the bears to wake up, but we like basically had no snow. So, I mean, a fraction of the snow that we usually get, and it's warm and springy and weird. So, anyway, everything looks great, everything looks good. And for the record, I've lived in black bear and brown bear territory my entire life, and I've seen many black bears, and thankfully, 99.999% of the time, they are more scared of us and they actually don't want to see us. So even if there's a black bear in this forest up here right now, I guarantee you they're like, no thanks. That's what I'm hoping. Anyway, keep forgetting I left my protection on the boat because I've been running over there on these long roads with lots of bears. But anyway, I'm distracted and I digress. Here's the forest. It's, it's green. It's beautiful. Um, anyway, you guys, so I was super inspired by having a daughter. Like I had a son before, I have an older son, but for some reason, like just having a girl, just connecting to that struggle of like body image and body dysmorphia, self-image, stuff like that, I definitely felt really inspired to show my daughter something different. And also, turns out my son and now my bonus kids. So I hit that rock bottom, you guys. But the reason why was like, yeah, I couldn't live like that anymore physically. But also, I didn't want my daughter to grow up with the same struggles because she was watching me live in a way that didn't make sense and wasn't really healthy. So I got to work. I set a goal, crazy goal. I was at my most unhealthy state, seriously. Probably like maybe 60 pounds heavier than I am now. And I just started exercising every day. I did not touch the food. I gave myself permission to not worry about changing anything with the food for an entire year. But I showed up every day for a year and exercised, no matter what. No matter what remote backcountry trip my ex-husband and I were on or whatever we were doing, like I would just do it. It doesn't matter where we were. And because of that consistency and that dedication, I evolved. I grew. I changed. My mind expanded. My confidence grew. My inspiration, my self-inspiration expanded. I became more connected to my true self and my highest self. And through that, I gained a lot. I lost a lot of weight and I gained a lot. But I gained a lot more in that journey than I did the end result, right? And it turns out after that year, I was like, okay, I'm ready to address the nutrition. And I did. And I had even more significant shifts. I lost a lot more weight and just got a lot more stronger and just ended up in alignment with how my body is designed to be. Of course, there's been some fluctuations over the years, but for the most part, it's pretty well maintained. A nice state of healthy homeostasis, which I'm grateful for. And that level of achievement or success coming from where I was is not in like the fact that, I feel strong and healthy right now. Like that's the outcome. No, the outcome is gaining tenacity, gaining strength, gaining clarity. I cannot tell you how many times, you guys, I get aha moments or moments of inspiration from within while exercising. I mean, that was the first way, like movement, move your body to receive. Like if you're stagnant, go for a walk, do something small. It doesn't have to be anything big, but commit to something consistently. And when you do that, consistent. So for me right now, consistent means 5 days a week. But when you commit to something consistently, with flexibility, of course, you change, you evolve, and we expand, and we rise up. And it's not because of the outcome. It is definitely the journey in my experience. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to really look at, like, you guys were just coming out of some really, really significant energetic shifts. Like that eclipse was no business. And many of us have been called to really look at the way that we've been living our lives and just do a deep internal scrub and evaluation. And is there any area in your life that you're feeling out of alignment? Is there any area of your life that you would like to be different? And not because of ego and not because of like, fear, but like just to be true to yourself, just to like live how you're meant to live. Like we don't have to attach to all of the crazy and the nonsense that goes on in this world. In fact, our reality is truly what we make of it. What we focus on expands. I know I've said that before, but it's true. If you don't like what's going on in your mind right now, shift the narrative, shift the directive, like get a new script. You're in charge of the script. You can choose. And it may be a hard choice. You may be living with somebody who's really toxic for you. And if that's the case, I'm really sorry. That's really hard. I totally know what that's like. And it's scary to make those changes. But the reality is, you don't have to change anything except for how you show up for yourself each day. And when you do that with intention and clarity, then you can transform into the state of peace and balance that your heart and your soul desire. So that's available for any of us and for all of us. And I'm just really reflecting on that today. I did like a cardio weight workout, and because I did not want to. Like my legs were so sore from the run yesterday on the beach. Every step I sunk into the sand quite a bit, and it's like 4 miles of like sink running. Your feet like sink in, and I'm just sore. And I really wasn't feeling up for it today, but I did it. I showed up, and it wasn't like my best. I'm not performing at my best because my body's still in recovery, but also just in the process of like showing up, we gain, gain clarity, gain focus. Oh, hi. We're just talking about having intentions and goals, and how the journey is actually more beneficial than the outcome. Like it's more important than the outcome. How do you feel about that? Standing in the sauna.
What is more important, a sauna you to use or one you to work on?
I think if you weren't working on the sauna, you'd be working on something else.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's not enjoyable to work on. It's probably not worth doing in the long run.
Right. Exactly. But it's looking great in here. Someday we'll be able to use it. But for now, this is just an amazing piece of art that Scott's building. And if you guys want to see more stuff like this, then you should totally go check out the Alaska Viking Family YouTube channel.
Lots of plastic blowing in the wind.
Yeah, the Alaska Viking Family YouTube channel. That's where you'll find a lot more of Scott and the kids, and some of me too, because we're all in it together. So anyway, this is the end of this video, day 18 coming back to you. I just so appreciate you guys tuning in and being there. And I would really love to hear. Have you had an experience where you feel like the journey was more important than the destination? And of course, when we live in a state of awareness, and we're not attaching in the ego world to everything, been free of that for a while, but like still have had some real significant ego deaths in the recent years. But when we're free of that, then we really can explore what exactly it is that our hearts desire and how we want to get there. So, all right, that's all for me from now. Thanks for tuning in. Go ahead and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Check out Alaska Viking Family, and I'll see you tomorrow.